How to heal bruises fast. A bruise, contusion, or hematoma is the result of an impact to the skin that produces a blood clot underneath. When the small blood vessels beneath the skin are damaged, they can be very painful. The most commonly used medical term for this is hematoma, and they can even develop in the muscle tissues or even at the level of the bones. Keep reading to find out what the best home remedies to heal bruises are in this article. Characteristics of bruises. Bruises can take a few weeks to disappear completely, and there are certain people who are more vulnerable to them than others. During the process of healing, it changes color. At first it has a reddish tint, then turns purple or bluish before becoming green and yellow, after which time it disappears. The level of bruising can change depending on a person's age or the sensitivity of their skin. The elderly and people with very fair skin usually bruise more often, because their blood vessels are more fragile or the skin is more sensitive to bumps and scrapes. Symptoms of a typical bruise are pain in the area, especially when touched or brushed, and swelling. They are not serious if they are small or if they become less bothersome over time. If there are serious symptoms like nausea or dizziness, immediately consult a doctor. Trauma or impacts to the head and eye area must be cared for immediately. A bruise appears when we hit something hard, like when we fall down while walking or bump into furniture, most commonly. But as we said before, the intensity needed to discolor the skin varies according to age and how fragile the skin is. Later in life, bruises can even appear without injury. This also occurs in athletes who lift weights, from the use of intense muscular force. Taking medications that thin the blood, like aspirin, ibuprofen, arthritis drugs, or anti-inflammatory agents, can interfere with the natural blood clotting process, causing more severe bruising than normal. Others who get bruises more often than most may have hemophilia or cirrhosis of the liver. Women may be more susceptible to bruises than men if they wear less protective clothing, use waxing methods for hair removal, or are involved in more active sports. Natural remedies for bruises. As soon as possible after an impact, apply cold packs or compresses to the area. Some place ice directly on the wound. A bag of frozen peas from the freezer can even be used as an alternative. Soak a cotton ball with cold apple cider vinegar and apply it to the bruise using a little pressure, not too much if it's painful. Mash some fresh almond leaves and add a little water to make a paste. This can sometimes prevent a bruise from forming. Apply it to the area that was injured. Immediately after an impact, apply a cold piece of red meat to the area to relieve pain and also reduce the probability of developing a bruise. Make a paste using minced parsley and a little butter. Smooth this mixture onto the bruised area. Put a compress made with arnica on the bruise, which can be found in pharmacies. You can also make one at home by boiling a handful of arnica leaves in water for 15 minutes. Peel and grate some apples, then apply them directly to the skin, or cut them into chunks and wrap in allied gauze before applying them to the affected area. Sauté a few pieces of onion in a pan and then wrap them in cheesecloth. Apply the compress to the bruise and leave on for several hours. Add 20 grams of crushed marigold petals to half a liter of water. Boil for a few minutes and let stand for 15 minutes. Take a piece of fabric or cloth, preferably cotton, and moisten it with the liquid before applying to the bruise as a compress. Prepare an infusion using 25 grams of witch hazel leaves and half a liter of water. Boil for 15 minutes and allow it to cool. Soak a cloth in the mixture and apply to the bruise, leaving the liquid to dry onto the skin. Dissolve 10 drops of immortelle, an herb, essential oil and a tablespoon of almond oil. Dab it onto the bruise using a cotton swab moistened with hot water. Leave it on overnight. Put 3 tablespoons of salt in a cotton cloth, fold it up tightly, and dip it into a bowl of warm water. Apply this compress to the affected area about 8 hours after the impact. Mix the juice from 1 lemon with a tablespoon of salt. Soak a cloth with this mixture and rub into the bruised skin for a few minutes. Add a handful of anise leaves to a cup of boiling water. Cover and make a dressing using a cotton cloth, which should be applied over the bruised area. Change the dressing frequently. Put a handful of dried lemon balm leaves in a bowl, and cover them with 250 milliliters of almond oil. Let them steep for 15 days, stirring once a day, and then strain the liquid. Melt 25 grams of beeswax into the mixture and add the gel from 2 vitamin E capsules. Store the mixture in the refrigerator until needed, and then apply it directly to the bruise. We hope you found this article on how to useful and informative.